What's up, YouTube? This is Wi-Fi Memory here today, bringing you guys some more VGC 2021 action. Today we are still rocking out with our Groudon team. I'm not going to go over it too much because this team is pretty this team is exactly the same as last episode. But yeah, this team is really fun. My rating, I've played a lot of games off recording, and I've been able to get a lot more wins after just kind of making that adjustment to getting Tapu Fini onto the team. I've also kind of learned that a cool strategy that we could do with this team is actually have a Dragapult and Cherim support, having Dragapult Dynamax with the Cherim coming out after having the sun set up. And this is what we're going to attempt to try and do in this game. It looks like with their restricted Pokemon being Kyurem, I really like the idea of doing that. But then that also gives me the Groudon play maybe later in the game as well. As long as we keep Cherim alive, we should be fine. Looking at his team, how do we want to approach this? Do we want speed control, or do we want to try and get Misty Terrain up? Misty Terrain could be probably the better option. Incineroar is not bad either, though, here. But that Melodic is somewhat iffy. So let's bring Tapu Fini. A lot of Venusaurs in this format, I've noticed, is not running Sleep Powder. They're mostly, you still have to respect them for not having sleep powder, or for having sleep powder. That's definitely an option that they can have. But a lot of times you don't see it as, it's not as common as it has been in previous formats. So basically what I was saying though, and I could be making a very big misplay right here, because I can see a Tailwind, and then that would potentially knock out our Dragapult, couldn't it? That could be a big misplay for me, but hopefully we're able to get this off, because I've already kind of committed to it. Was not really expecting them to lead both Kyurem and Whimsicott, but we'll see what we can get done. We'll get our flower gift. This is the combo I was telling you guys about, though. That's so good. And against like Palkias and stuff. I'm not trying it out against this Kyurem yet, so I'm not 100% for sure on. I'm pretty sure we'll outspeed, but I'm not 100% how well we do once they get Tailwind off. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to go into our Cherim or if you're going to be going into our Dragapult. The cool thing is, though, with this kind of combo, is that most of the time that you look at Groudon as the threat, so if they can, they're going to try and take out Groudon. We'll just see, though, what we got. Oh, so he sets up the light screen. That's a misplay. I feel like you have to go for the Tailwind in this scenario, because our Max Wormwind is gonna almost one-shot your Kyurem. Okay, now that's good information to know, though. What is Kyurem wanting to do? Is he weakness policy? So whatever he's hitting, he's gonna be hitting hard. Like, we want to keep our Cherim around, but then again, I understand. Him going into it right there probably would have been better for us. Okay. At least we did a lot of damage to his restricted. And he has not set up Tailwind. That don't mean that he ain't gonna be trying to set it up this turn, though, We could go back into Groudon. If we do, though, he's probably going to be going for a Tailwind for sure. So let's go into Tapu Fini. This is going to be a tough game for us to come back from, I have a feeling. This one's going to be kind of tough. And this is game one, too. This is not the best thing for game one, in my opinion. I think we need to Pollen Puff, and we can probably Ice Beam. Which one will do more though to the Whimsicott, Ice Beam or Nature's Madness? We'll go Ice Beam. I don't think either one of them doesn't really matter. Okay, you withdraw. That's fine by me. That means you're not setting up a you're not setting up anything this turn. Okay, so and you also protected. Okay, that's fair. That's fine by me. We get some nice little chip damage off on this Comfey, so that's good. Pollen Puff will, I'm definitely for sure it will KO. I mean, he does have Light Screen though. That's something to kind of think about. If we double into it, then we know we pick up the KO, and more than likely we be alright. Floral Heal. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Because we are definitely not doing much damage now. Max Lightning. Oh no. Ooh, this is not looking good. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, this is not... Game 1 is definitely a tough game. Alright, so he should be Undynamax now. We still have our Groudon, we still have Cherim, so I guess we're looking okay, but I'm really and truthfully I'm not too comfortable. Think you have to go for Helping Hand, and we have to we can go Pressmas Blades though. I don't see a problem with that. I know Rock Slide hits him super effective, but I still think Pressmas Blades overall is probably just a little bit stronger. Because, I mean, because we'll also be hitting the Comfey pretty hard too. As long as we can get the KO onto the Kyurem, I think we're fine. Granted, this Kyurem is Icicle Spear into our Groudon. Ooh, that's... If we survive, we're probably going to be getting the KO. Question is, do we survive? I don't know if we survive another hit. Okay, it only took 2 hits. Comfey dodges, that's fine. As long as we get rid of your Kyurem, I really don't care about that Comfey. Okay. Alright, so we're not in as bad of a scenario as it looks, because I can Pollen Puff my own Groudon to give me some HP back. As long as we got rid of the big threat, right? We're fine. How many more turns of Sun is there too is another thing we need to figure out. We got 1 more turn of Sun. So yes, I think this play we need to Pollen Puff Groudon. And I think we just Pressmas Blades and just hope for the best, because I'm not expecting... Either Mon is not going for big damage, right? Comfey did a little bit of damage. Then we should get Pollen Puffed, Recovery. And then Milotic. If it doesn't have the Ice move, then it's forced to go for a Water attack, which will not do that much damage. Okay, so we do outspeed anyway. And the Comfey dodges again. Okay. But we just one-shot that Milotic. So I think the tables have turned on our opponent. You know, yes, our Sun has faded, but we can honestly set that right back up. And depending on who my opponent's last Pokemon is, we can either protect Groudon, or we can just go for another Pressmas Blades. It's Whimsicott. 2 support Pokemon in the back. I'm feeling very, very good all of a sudden. Yeah, I think we just kind of waited everything out and everything's good, because you see Comfey, it's not doing the most damage. It's definitely like giving me the kiss of death for sure. Stun Spore. What is up with this Whimsicott? Why not have Tailwind? Why have Stun Spore? Okay. I mean, either way, I still feel like we're in a good situation, because even if we get a para, right, you know, I mean, we are missing our blades quite a bit on that Comfey. Whimsicott dodges this time. Wow. Okay, but Comfy goes down. And now, yeah, I feel like we definitely turned this one around for sure. This is good in game for us for sure. Pollen Puff to break the sash, and then we Fire Punch. Battle was canceled anyway. I don't know how we did that. I think if the Kyogre would have just hit one more Icicle Crash, we would have totally lost that game. But thank goodness it only hit 2. That is probably one of the biggest reasons why I don't like running Icicle Spear. I told you Icicle Crash, but that was Icicle Spear. And it's a tough one. It's tough to put on your moveset. Yes, it's a great sash breaker if you know you can hit 3 or 4 of them. But whenever you just hit 2, it's kind of unfortunate, you know? And I mean, it kind of cost him the game because he had such a big advantage over us. And then he kind of just let it go when we pressed his blades. And we got momentum so fast too, which is great for us. Alright, game number 2, we are going up against a Zacian team. When I look at the team preview at first, I was looking at the team. I was like, wait a minute, where's your restricted? I had to look really hard for that Zacian. Well, it's pretty well hidden, I guess, between all these other Pokemon. But the Dragonite more than likely has Aqua Jet because apparently that's starting to become a thing. More and more teams are starting to run it because it's a pretty cool tech. I was actually thinking about running it with this Groudon team, is have Aqua Jet on Dragonite, but I went with the Surf on Dragapult because I wanted something that was at least a little consistent outside of me trying to proc a weakness policy. And Dragapult is a lot more consistent. In this game, though, how do we want to do this? Definitely Incin, right? See, I think with Zacian, you need to have a competitive or defiant Pokemon right beside him. I genuinely think that's how you need to do it because Zacian's biggest weakness, from what I've noticed, was being intimidated. We don't need a lead charm. I always do that. We need to do this. This. Go. 1 second left. Being on the controller, I need to get more practice with it because I don't select as fast as I usually need to. But I think I locked in time. Hopefully we did, because I really need to bring Cherim and Groudon in the back for sure in this game, because if we don't, we're probably in trouble. Alright, let's see. Incineroar, Whimsicott. Let's make sure we have Cherim and Groudon in the back, because if we don't, we need to be playing a little differently. Being more conservative with our Incineroar for sure. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. But we have Cherim and Groudon. Okay, that's what I wanted. Just double checking though, it never hurts. Parting Shot. I feel like if we Parting Shot into, we need to stop that Torkoal first though. Fake Out and Tailwind. Yeah, I don't want to eat an eruption. None of my mons want to eat a big eruption. This is probably Dynamax Venusaur. We're fake outing on the Torkoal. I want to Parting Shot. I wanted the Parting Shot into the Venusaur this turn, but nothing on my team wants to take a full power eruption, so that's kind of tough. Definitely getting my Tailwind up though. Alright. And then you're gonna Max Quake into our Incineroar, which is fine. We actually survived too, which is good and bad in the same way, if you guys know what I'm meaning by that. I think overall though, it's probably best that we did survive. We are gonna be going for a Flare Blitz and a Moonblast. We're gonna Moonblast into Torkoal just so that way we can weaken his eruption a little bit more. A lot of players are starting to run Burning Jealousy and Flamethrower on their Torcos though, so that's just kind of, so I mean he may not even have eruption, which is fantastic for us if he doesn't, but you still have to weaken him as if he does, because and a little chip damage here and there does not hurt us at all. Nice Moonblast. Didn't do that much, but I think overall we're still in a better spot. Max Quake will come out. Like I said, I kind of want you to take out my Incineroar, so I'm okay with that. Because we're wanting to get Groudon in safely. Venusaur, though, can become a big issue. But we'll see what happens. Eruption, there it is. And that'll probably take our Whimsicott. Okay. So now we just have Groudon and Cherrim, you know. Can they pull us back on, you know? I mean, if we can get away, if we can get past the Venusaur, we can. That's the thing. I do apologize if you guys do hear the background. I guess my little boy, he's running around. He's kind of had one of those grumpy days anyway, so. But he doesn't sound too grumpy at the moment, so maybe after recording he's happy again. I don't know. But definitely got Max Flare into this Venusaur. And I think what we have to do is Pollen Puff into our own Groudon here. Because yeah, you can argue, man, Torko's going to do so much damage to you with Eruption. You can also argue that Torko should be protecting this turn. You know, so if we can make the right call, because I think we'll live a Vine Lash. I hope we live a Vine Lash anyway, and we can target into Venusaur with our Max Flare. The Pollen Puff, I was really expecting the Venusaur to be faster. That kind of sucks. Yeah, that kind of really, that does suck actually, because we could have gotten we could have went for Protect ourselves, because the Torko didn't go for Protect. So now our Cherrim will be fainting, more than likely, unless the Torko just didn't go for Eruption. And then it puts our Groudon at really, really low health. But hey, I mean, you go for Heat Wave. That's probably the best scenario for me, because I can Pollen Puff now and just keep my Groudon alive. Fantastic. Okay. I'm feeling good. All of a sudden, we feel good again. Dragonite. Dragonite, I don't see doing much damage overall, right? As long as we Max Quake. How many turns of Tailwind do we have? We have one more turn of Tailwind. Yeah, I'm definitely Pollen Puffing into Groudon this time. Cherrim is surprisingly like fast. Go for E-Speed. Oh no, we don't live that. That's tough, because now we don't get the recovery that we were wanting. Ooh, that's actually a really good play on our opponent, and that's something I was not expecting. I could have probably protected. Max Quake and protected, then that would have probably been a better play, because we are getting really low with our Groudon. Like, he can go for E-Speed or something and do really good. The question is, who do we take out here? This is a 50-50, I think. Whatever call we make here. I think what we have to do is go for Max Rockfall into that Dragonite. Most of these Dragonites are inner focused, so I'm not worried about the multi-skill. Aqua Jet. I know we'll be taking some big damage though from that Colossal. Could he miss his Rock Size? Sure, he can. You know, if that's what he's going for. Earth Power. GG. And there wasn't much I could have done. You know, I mean, he got a crit. I didn't have my Cherrim, so I doubt it mattered. GG to my opponent. He took great control in the in-game. Kind of like how I did in game 1. He just kind of kept his cool. And I guess He took over. I mean, that was a tough game, though. That was a very, very tough game. Alright, so we're going to try and do one more game for sure. I definitely want to go off on a win, you know. It's tough whenever I don't at least get the win in the final game, you know. I kind of want to keep playing because I hate leaving on a sour note. But I try and tell myself that you got to try and do about 3 videos per video, you know, 3 battles. That's against 97 in the world. Yeah, we're gonna try and win this. Oh man. Is there a way? I mean, we got plays we can do to actually win against this kind of team. I know bringing Groudon against a Kyogre really doesn't sound correct, you know, but in the right scenarios, we can actually win this game. And that's why we're bringing Groudon in the back. Like I said, if he leads Kyogre, Torn Kyogre, he's going to be in for a bad time. You know what I'm saying? Now, he being 97 in the world, he knows his Groudon plays, you know? Now, does he know his Cherim Groudon plays? I have no idea. But definitely, there's that Kyogre Thunderous. Now, we do proc a Defiant. I think that had to be... we had to always proc that, though. Because we always need to lead Incin. And get our Tailwind up. So, yeah, he is Defiant. It guarantees us, though, that we get our Tailwind up for sure. And we'll try and do a Parting Shot into the Kyogre and Tailwind. What sucks is, though, our Groudon will probably have to take a max Airstream from this Thunderous. That it being at +1, it's definitely not the best for us, for sure. This is gonna be an uphill battle, but I think we can do it for sure. I'm not too worried about that. Alright, let's see. Get our Tailwind up, which is important in the Kyogre matchup because Kyogre has the same base speed as Groudon. So it doesn't matter necessarily how much speed EVs as long as we keep the speed control. My Groudon only has like 4 EVs in speed though, so this Kyogre looks like it's definitely faster as it knocks out our Incin. Alright, I'm fine with that though in a way, because I was wanting a Parting Shot and keep Incineroar in the back, but our biggest thing was try and get Tailwind up. I'm pretty sure we're still in a decent spot. We'll get Cherim and then we'll have Groudon come out. Sadly, more than likely he's going to be trying to switch Kyogre out. And if he knows I'm going to go for that ground move, he's probably going to go for a flying type. So we definitely... He has Tornadus. So he can definitely go into Tornadus in the back. So, definitely I believe you just got to go for Max Rockfall into the Thunderous. And I think you got to Helping Hand it. You know, we got to make sure we ensure that KO against that Thunderous, because that Thunderous can just run us over if we're not too careful. I figured you're going to preserve that. You go into Incineroar, which if I was going for Max Quake, he wouldn't be alive. But I got to get rid of your Thunderous. I think he kind of knows that for sure. Being top 100, I mean, this is 97 in the world. You know, it says something that this guy wants to win, and he's going to definitely give us a tough battle. I mean, we ain't done nothing. You know, we gave him Defiant boost on his Thunderous by a mislead, you know, I mean, but you always feel like against a Kyogre team, You know, we have very few options, and it's tough. Against a Kyogre team with a Groudon, it's kind of a tough matchup. That Thundurus is definitely fast now, but hopefully our Max Rockball will be enough to pick up the KO. Fantastic. We're still in this game, boys. We are still in the game. I mean, we're barely in the game, because if he goes right back into Kyogre, we will outspeed it, though. That's the thing. And our Max Quake, will that be enough? I don't know, because we'll be at -1 with no Cherim support. So that's really, really tough. The only way we can get fire or sunlight up is if we go for Max Flare. Max Flare is not the most guaranteed, because I mean, where are we going to be Max Flaring, you know? We're not going to be doing that much damage if we do Max Flare, so might as well just go for Max Quake. And it's not even fully guaranteed because he has the Kyogre in the back. So I think building up our special defense right now is fine. I think that's the right way to go. And hope that this Urshifu hits us with something super effective, which he doesn't. He goes for Wicked Blow. Parting Shot. Ooh, that's such a smart play. That puts me at -2. I do think I get one more turn of Dynamax, though. So, if we can make it to where we gotta go for Max Quake. That's our for sure play, right? If he goes for Water Spout and we survive, we're thriving. So yeah, I think we gotta go into your Kyogre here, Max Quake, and just hope for the best. I mean, he could easily just protect it this turn, but he was fast because of Max Airstream, so he's probably Mystic Water. So that's just that little extra boost. That might be just enough for that he needs to get a KO on our Groudon. Especially if he just says, okay, forget Water Spout, I'm just gonna go for Origin Post. Or, I mean, he just goes for Protect, too. That's honestly the best play that he can go for. We should have, I guess, Max Quaked into the Urshifu, but our opponent's playing too well. Too well. Tough. Like I said, this is not the easiest matchup, but I still think it makes for good content. Definitely a good title. Groudon versus Kyogre. So we'll definitely attach that to the title or something and figure out something to do with the thumbnail. But honestly, unless we just double crit here, GG to my opponent. You know what I'm saying? He's playing a great switching game. We do probably end up knocking out the Incineroar, I hope, at least. And let's crit that Urshifu. At least then we have somewhat of a closer game. Or the Urshifu just finishes us off anyway. So great game to my opponent. You're 97 in the world for a reason. And I think at that point, I think we're just going to call it an episode. Like I said, though, I hate leaving it on a loss, but sometimes you do what you can do, you know. If you guys did enjoy, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to try and use this team yourself, let me get that rental code up here for you guys. It's a really fun team. I honestly think it can still be better, but I think overall the team is performing super well. That's something that you guys definitely check it out. If you guys have any questions about the team, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys want to make any changes, like changing the EV spread on a certain Pokemon, or changing a Pokemon in general, let me know in the comments down below as well. Pretty much, I just kind of want to know what you guys' thoughts are on this team. You guys try it out, and then come back later and leave a comment and tell me what you guys think. But anyway, guys, this is Wi-Fi Merman signing out. Peace.